everyone, it's Cooking with Matthew. We're going to do a southern orzo pasta today. I've already got some bacon cooking over here in the pan. I'm going to show you what it looks like. Fixing to start adding some ingredients to it. So I got the bacon, and if you see this stuff right here, that's what I'm going to refer to as font. That's where the goodiness comes from when we hit it with the wine. So I'm just trying to show everybody what that actually is. I've talked about it in some other videos before, and I don't think nobody really knew what I was talking about. So I've got some ingredients rubbed down here already. I've done took some time and cut some stuff up. I'm going to start with my onions first. Go ahead and throw them in the pan. You hear that? That's a good sound when you're cooking. Let these things go for a second. I'm going to go ahead and throw my garlic in there too. I went heavy on the garlic. I like garlic. You can cut back on the garlic if you want. I use 6 cloves of garlic in this particular dish that I'm making. Go ahead and crank this temperature up some. Got that in, I'm going to go ahead and add a little salt. If I can find me a measuring spoon. Yep. I'm going to go with two teaspoons of salt for right now. We may add another one later. I have some white pepper here somewhere. Oh. I'm going to put one of these in there. I'm going to add some jalapenos later. That's going to be 2 teaspoons of salt. 1 teaspoon white pepper. Alright, so guess I can go ahead and add my jalapenos. There's 2 jalapenos diced up. This is about 40 ounces of sausage. I use the right brand bacon. It was about 12 ounces of that. About 14 ounces of the Kelly sausage. But you can use whatever bacon and sausage you want. Connected would be good in this too. My buddy gave me a big old block of that Kelly sausage, so I'm going to use it up. I also have a surprise ingredient today that most people haven't seen. Winn-Dixie sells this. It's the only place I know that you can get it. These pretty oyster mushrooms. They're good and meaty. I love them. These are one of my favorite mushrooms to use. I've got 10 ounces of them over here. I don't know if I'm going to use all of them. We'll see. The pot's starting to get full, and I still got to get my pasta in there. We're using orzo pasta. I'm going to be using 2 pounds of this today. This stuff looks like It looks like rice with the pasta, trust me. That's going to be full. I'm going to stir around, get some of this grease, oil in it. Coat it real good, that way it don't stick so much. So it don't stick together and clump up. I'm going to go ahead and splash it with some wine. We'll do half a cup of white wine. That's going to get some of that fluff off I was talking about earlier. Deglaze the pan. Might put a little more wine in there. Throw another half cup. We'll just use a whole cup of wine. I'm going to show you what we're looking like right now. That's what we're looking like right now. See how it's coated real good? This will be my third video for the day. So I'm going to start adding, I got 4 cups of, we got 1 quart, 4 cups of chicken broth here I made with better bouillon. I'm going to add some of this. I'm going to add it slowly though. That's about 2 cups I put in there right now. And make sure it don't stick down here. It's trying to stick on you. It will. You don't keep it stirred real good. I'm gonna cut the heat down a little bit. This is a macaroni product. This orzo pasta is what it says. So I'm going to, now I'm going to start cutting some of these mushrooms up. See if I can find a lid for this. There, I got a lid. I'm going to keep it on sort of low. I'm going to go ahead and throw some of these mushrooms in too. Go ahead and start adding some more of my broth. I need a bigger pot, really. Got some heavy cream over here too. We'll end up adding some of that to it. of some cream in here. This is a 1 pint. Been a long time since I cooked this little dish right here. It's almost like risotto in some sense. Risotto is actually a rice though. Let me get a towel. Wipe some of that excess up. I'm going to put the lid on now. Let it simmer for a few minutes. I may end up baking this. I may end up putting it in this thing, I'm not sure. I'm going to transfer this other dish. I started off with a pot that was too small. Y'all can half this recipe. There's going to be a nice little gathering where I'm going, so I want to make sure there's going to be enough of it. So when y'all do this recipe at the house, y'all can probably cut it in half. I guess a little bit. Take this lid over it, there goes that one. Lid on there for a second. So I'm going to stir that around. Add the rest of my cream to it. That was 1 pint of cream. Right to sort of medium heat. Getting close. Fold in my spinach now. Spinach don't take long to cook. I didn't want it to cook too much. I like to have a little bit of body to it. Fold it down. I'll add the rest of my chicken broth, or some more of it. Got one last thing. I got some cheese, some Parmesan cheese here. That was 5 ounces of spinach. Put it down low now. It's pretty much done. I'm just trying to melt some of this cheese. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to add a little more of that broth to it. I'm going to put the lid on this thing. My oven's at 350. I'm going to set it in there for a few minutes. So we're back. I put in the oven about 5 more minutes and I just left it uncovered. I put some cheese on there after I put a little more Parmesan cheese on top. And I left it in the oven about, I don't know, let's say 10 minutes with the cheese. And the cheese ain't completely melted, but I'm just letting it sit out for a little while. Waiting to take it where I'm going to. That's what it ends up looking like. I'm going to dish a little bit of it up. Got a small little bowl here. This is what I'll put it in a small bowl. That's what we're looking like after it sits. So I've let it sit. It's been sitting there a good 30 minutes or so. So it's done formed up good. You can just get little pieces like that, mix and try it. See what it tastes like now. Tasting good. So it's got a little bit of kick to it. So I'm going to read off that. I'm going to show you my recipe right here. You can cut it in half if you want to make less. Just cut everything in half. I'm going to read it off to you as well too. The Southern Orzo pasta. 12 ounces of bacon, 14 ounces of smoked sausage, 1 diced onion, 6 cloves of garlic, 2 teaspoons of salt, 1 teaspoon of white pepper. You can omit that if you want to, if you want to cut some of the spice out, or you can just use that and don't put any of the jalapenos in if you don't want any kind of kick. Let's see, we've got 6 ounces of mushrooms, 1 pint of heavy cream, 5 ounces of spinach, 3½ cups of chicken stock, what it ended up being 7 ounces of parm, and I forgot I had 1 cup of white wine. I used that to deglaze the pan when I was cooking it. We added the white wine to it. I forgot about that. We got the 1 cup of white wine, and it turned out really good. Like I said, it's got a little heat to it, so if you want to cut back on some of the heat, just use 1 jalapeno pepper. Just use 1. You can cut back on the white pepper. You know, I think the garlic was just, I think everything else was just fine, and I like it. It's good for me, but so if you don't like anything that's a little bit spicy, cut some of that stuff out. That's it for today. It's Christmas Eve. I'm not going to post this video later, but I do ask that y'all subscribe, man. I'm about 440 short of my goal right now. My goal's 500, so if I can get y'all to share and get your friends, or yeah, if y'all can share the video too and get your friends to subscribe, I would appreciate it. Thanks and have a good day. God bless you.